Are you ready for a world where men spout kerosene, magicians defy gravity, a world of mind-bending contortionists, where pigs do math, and ladies twirl fire? Are you ready for amazing entertainment unlike any you've seen before?
Are you ready for Learned Pigs and Fireproof Women?
Learned Pigs and Fireproof Women is hosted by Ricky Jay, with special guest stars comedian Elaine Boozler, Olympic gold medalist Matt Biondi, and a special appearance by Steve Martin. Tonight, you'll share in the extraordinary skills of a master puppeteer, a bafflingly strong woman, a symphonic glass player, a crystal ball juggler, a human computer, an astonishing quick change artist, and a priceless mechanical marvel.
Do you think that's good? For a finale, Orville lays on the ground, they put a piano on his chest, the piano player stands on his thighs and pounds out the accompaniment while he sings Ireland Must Be Heaven, because Mother comes from there.
1 minute to curtain, Mr. Jaggs.
Keep it up, Sluggo.
You know, Ricky, in all the years we've been friends, you've been telling me about these acts. I'm so excited I'm finally going to see them. I hope you saved me a good seat.
My dear, you have the best seat in the house.
Have a good show, smooth talker.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Steve Martin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, ever since the first caveman, Wog, accidentally killed himself by swallowing flaming fire sticks in order to amuse his fellow cave persons, people have been looking for new and ever more original ways to entertain their fellow man. And never, I repeat, never in the annals of entertainment has one man devoted himself more dutifully, studied so scrupulously, and documented so diligently these eccentric, bizarre, and astonishing feats of physical and mental daring-do than the man they call America's scholar of the unusual, magician, author, bon vivant, raconteur, prestidigitator extraordinaire, and a personal friend to whom I no longer owe a favor, Ricky Jay.
Thanks, Steve. Steve will be back a little later with an act that certainly qualifies as unique. You know, from the time I was a child learning magic at my grandfather's knee, my life's passion has been strange and unusual entertainers. I've traveled around the world searching out artists of astonishing skill and accomplishment, both live and those preserved on film. I am ready to assume my rightful position as the man who throws ordinary playing cards higher, harder, faster, and farther than anyone in the world. Thank you very much. I'd like to throw cards this evening, but unfortunately, this theater is much too small. You know, I wrote a book about self-defense with ordinary playing cards in which I discussed the methods and reasons why one should always carry a deck of cards. First, they're inexpensive. Secondly, if you're good with them, you can make a small fortune before the actual attack. Third, there have been no recorded busts for carrying cards as a concealed weapon. But for those of you who prefer skill to verbiage, I will in fact throw one. Don't let these hit you. If they do, you'll want to sue me, and I'm not a wealthy man. I'm going to try to get one all the way back in the balcony. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. But I know what you're saying. Sure, this man can throw cards with incredible speed and accuracy, but can he throw a card and make it return back to his hand a simulacrum of the Australian boomerang? I know what you're saying. Sure, you can throw a card and catch it when it returns to your hand. But can you, upon that card's return, cut it neatly in half with a pair of giant scissors? Yes, I can. If anyone here has a pair of giants, does anyone here have a pair of giant scissors? I do. And I might add, I feel so much better now. Here's the way this works. I throw the card in the air. When it returns, I cut it neatly in half with a... I should point out, if you're attacked by a pair of giant scissors, you may throw a card at them, disabling them completely. But for those of you who prefer skill to verbiage, I will, in fact, night of my life. I know what you're saying. Sure, you can throw cards and cut them neatly in half upon their return, but can you defend yourself against plastic? If you're ever attacked by an animal band or a band of animals, fire. Yes. 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 Chapter 7, self-defense against plastics. This seemingly mild-mannered plastic duck once took a small portion of my anatomy home with him. I keep him around as a reminder of how difficult life on the road can be. If you're attacked by a plastic duck, I suggest 3 methods of self-defense. First, the stare. Next, the bold gesture. Not doable on television. Finally, fire at the duck. Yats! This is something I do early in my show because it dissuades would-be hecklers. I know what you're saying. Sure, you can defend yourself against plastic, but can you defend yourself against fruits? Ladies and gentlemen, I can, and many times I have. I will not waste your time this evening with kumquats, pears, or prunes. No, no, no. Ladies and gentlemen, the most prodigious of household fruits, you guessed it, the watermelon. Out of season and dreadfully expensive. Watch as I try to penetrate the juicy, rich red interior of said melon with a perfectly placed shot from an ordinary playing card. Yats! 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 Why is he still doing this? Yats! Ladies and gentlemen, please notice that my last 2 shots penetrated exactly the same slit in the watermelon. A feat so impressive, I am forced to mention it myself. But I know what you're saying. You're saying, sure, you're able to throw cards into the rich red interior of said melon. But can you penetrate the even thicker pachydermatous outer melon layer? Of course not. Who could do that? But encouraged by your approbation, I will attempt to penetrate the even thicker pachydermatous outer melon layer. Watch, yes! This scares the melon. This wounds the melon. This ticks me off. My last card. amazing entertainers, I've always had a special regard for jugglers. At its best, juggling is an art which combines grace, beauty, and a breathtaking disregard for the law of gravity. There was Cinquevalli, who caught a 44-pound wash tub on top of his German helmet. Acosta, who wore a piano on his head. Salerno, the alphabet juggler, and Conscious, the torpedo catcher. But now a modern juggler who is truly an artist whose work I've watched evolve over many years. A man so different and original, he has redefined the terms of his profession, Michael Motion.
We'll be right back with Steve Martin and the Great Glidini.